welcome to HullKR.tv. It's Friday the 4th of May. We're at the DW Stadium as Hull Kingston Rovers face up against the Challenge Cup holders, the Wigan Warriors, in round 13 of the Stobart Super League. Rovers coming into this game on the back of two league victories over the Salford City Reds and the London Broncos. Wigan, well, as always, they're challenging at the head of the table. This promises to be a really tough, exciting encounter. Coach Craig Sandercock almost at full strength now, perhaps just Jake Webster, the only noticeable absentee. He has tweaked the side slightly, and the Robins will line up as follows. In the backs. At fullback, wearing number 1, sponsored by Harrison Solway Logistics, Shannon MacDonald. On the right wing, wearing number 2, sponsored by EYS, Craig Hall. At right centre, wearing number 29, sponsored by the Insurance Partnership, Liam Salter. At left centre, wearing the number 3 shirt, sponsored by Malcolm West Forklifts, Chris Wellham. And on the left wing, wearing number 5, sponsored by EYS, David Hodgson. The half-back partnership for the Robins, wearing number 6, at standoff, sponsored by A1 Tyre Services Limited, Blake Green. And at scrum half, wearing number 7, sponsored by JC Services and Son, Michael Dobson. Now the forwards. Starting in the front row, wearing number 23, sponsored by the HullKR Fans Forum, Mickey Payer. Hooker, wearing number 14, sponsored by KMS Facilities Group, Lincoln Withers. And making up the front row, wearing number 10, sponsored by AA Jones Electrical, Scott Taylor. In the number 11 shirt, sponsored by Primary Technologies, in the second row, Con Meeker. The captain of Hull Kingston Rovers, wearing the number 12 shirt, in the second row, sponsored by A&M Engineering, Ben Galea. And returning to the side at loose forward, wearing the number 15 shirt, sponsored by Parasol, Liam Watts. On the bench for the Robins, making his Hull Kingston Rovers debut, wearing the number 17 shirt, sponsored by Techno Solutions, Ryan O'Hara. Wearing number 8, sponsored by ClearTech Waste Services, Joel Clinton. Number 13, sponsored by the 1 Point, Reese Lovegrove. And wearing number 9, sponsored by A1 Tyre Services Limited, Josh Hodgson. The coach of Hull Kingston Rovers, Craig Sandercock, sponsored by SJS Flooring Specialists. Now the lineup for the Wigan Warriors. They'll have Sam Tompkins at fullback with a three-quarter line of Josh Charnley, Daryl Goulding, George Carmont and Anthony Gelling. Brett Finch and Thomas Luluai the halves, with the forwards led in the front row by Harmy Lawaki, Michael McAlorum and Lee Mossop. Harrison Hanson and Gareth Hock make up the second row, with captain Sean O'Loughlin at loose forward. The bench for the Warriors will be Jeff Lima, Liam Farrell, Chris Tucson and Jack Hughes. They're coached, of course, by Sean Wayne. Today's referee is Phil Bentham, with the video referee Steve Ganson. So the atmosphere building inside the DW Stadium as we await the rival of the two sides. This one's a big game, the Sky cameras are here, and for Rovers a chance to really kick on now and make sure that they achieve that aim of a top 8 finish. Craig Sandercock has made 3 changes to the side that defeated London. In at loose forward comes Liam Watts, and 2 changes on the bench. Ryan O'Hara makes his long-awaited debut. Joe Clinton, he returns from injury. Jason Nefferson and Graham Horn, the 2 men to miss out. For the Wigan Warriors, well, one noticeable absentee, that's Pat Richards, who will be out for something like 10 to 12 weeks. That will be a blow, but they still have class from 1 to 17, none so more than in the shape of that man at fullback, Sam Tompkins, who has tormented Hull Kingston Rovers over the last few years. Rovers need to cast their minds back to those early days of the Super League when they came here and turned Wigan over on 2 occasions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our visitors tonight, Hull Kingston.
Ben Galea leads out the Robins, wearing the away strip of all blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks. Some hardy Hull Kingston Rovers fans have made the journey across on a Friday evening. Horrendous task to get over the M62 for these Friday night games in Lancashire, but as always, the Rovers fans have made the effort. We're about to see the arrival onto the field of the Wigan Warriors, the 2010 Super League champions, the 2011 Challenge Cup winners. And of course, in their ranks, they have this try machine who cut his teeth, I suppose, at the Robins, Josh Charnley. 16 tries so far for Josh this season. Here come the Warriors, led out by Sean O'Loughlin. He's followed by Lee Mossop wearing the number 10 shirt. Be interesting to see how Epalami Lawaki goes against the Robins. Surprising decision from the Warriors to take him from Hull FC. It's Forces Day here in Wigan tonight, so it looks as though there's going to be a minute's silence observed. And then the action will be underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to take time to remember Keith Mills. Keith was involved with Wigan Rugby League for over 40 years and sadly passed away late last month, aged 67. Keith had many roles with the club, including player, physio, matchday assistant, and more recently worked for the club's Development Association and Past Players Association. We ask everyone to be upstanding as we observe a minute's applause, which will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
So it was a minute's applause for Keith Mills, a former Wigan player and long-time servant of the Wigan club. The action is about to start. Phil Bentham's the man in the middle. The Warriors are going to kick this game off. Sam Tompkins about to line up the ball on the centre spot. Rovers attacking from left to right in this first half. Imperative that Rovers make a good start. The signal is given. Tompkins hoists that one high. Underneath it for Rovers is Craig Hall. He pouches it safely. And the first drive in of the game is by Mickey Payer. Rovers trapped just 15 metres from their own line. They come down the centre of the field now with Con Meeker. There was a Rovers player taken out off the ball then. It was Blake Green, but nothing doing, says Phil Bentham. As Scott Taylor drives the ball in. He's turned onto his back by the two-man tackle of the Warriors. Good quick play of the ball. Withers with a good scoot. Rovers edging the way towards halfway. Here's McDonald now from fullback. Just fended off Sean O'Loughlin, but couldn't beat the two-man tackle. But looks as though Rovers will complete their opening set safely. The kick is away via the boots of Blake Green, and that's a good opening set for Rovers. Five strong carries and then a good kick downfield by Green. And with just over a minute played, the first scrum will pack down around 18 metres out from the Warriors line. The ball's out, it's into the hands of Josh Charnley. Charnley quickly knocked to the floor by the three-man tackle. Liam Watts was in there for the Robins. Wigan now just trying to run the arc. Phil Bentham takes them back a decent 10 metres. Sean O'Loughlin can only make a couple of metres there before the tackles came in. Taylor was the man who pinned him to the floor. Moss up now with the latest drive. Rovers containing this set well so far. Wigan looking to give the ball some width now. It's Harrison Hansen. He must have been a doubt going into this game. Took an almighty knock at Featherstone last week in the cup game. But Sam Tompkins has eventually driven that ball deep downfield. Goes dead in goal. And Rovers will set up on the 20-metre zone. So both sides have had a set. Both sides have tested each other out. And Rovers once again are back inside their own half. That looks like a grapple tackle. Phil Bentham has a close look. The Rovers fans behind the posts our left, they had a good clear view of that one, as David Hodgson, one of two former Wigan Warriors in the Rovers lineup, the other being Michael Dobson, of course. They've driven Rovers up towards 10 of halfway now with that drive of Scott Taylor. Absolutely fearless, just took on two of the big Wigan men. Withers, short snappy pass. Here's the link-up play now. Good missed out pass. McDonald skips away from one. Tries to step inside once again, but that was a good tackle from Thomas Luluai, who really does punch above his weight. Dobson checks back, gets the left-footed kick away. It's turned Sam Tompkins around. He feeds the ball inside to the wingman Anthony Gellin. And he's brought to ground deep inside Wigan territory. Carmont just carts the ball upfield. Rovers have started positively though. This defensive intensity looks okay at this moment in time. I'm sure they're going to be asked bigger questions as the game goes on. That won't help. They've conceded the penalty. Phil Bentham saying Rovers were offside. So Wigan have quickly pumped that one into touch, and they're now 10 metres inside the half of the Robins. Finch moves the ball infield to Hamilawaki. The boos go up from the Robins fans. He's grounded centre field. This is where Rovers need to watch Tompkins linking into the line from fullback. Still centre field of the Warriors. McAlorum, dummy half, Willie Scoot. Chips the ball short, good shot, goes in. Rovers looking for the knock-on, but nothing doing. It was Mossop who was absolutely clouted then. Good missed out pass. Gelling comes back inside. Rovers just needs to be up in his face. They just seem to wait to see what the youngster was going to do then. It's a slow play, the ball low. Hock just shovels the ball in field. Wigan looking to move the ball. The full width of the field have done so. It's created the overlap, and Josh Charnley, he goes low. He slides in the right-hand corner. Rovers started the game well, but they've conceded the first try of the game. It's come on around 5 minutes of play, and the Warriors lead by 4 points to 0.
All your motoring needs, HW Moon Toyota.
The first try scorer of the night for the Wigan Warriors, number 2, Josh Charnley.
Well, that try comes on the back of the penalty conceded by the Rovers. Wellham shot out of the line, and once the ball was moved out wide, Josh Charnley was never going to cough up that opportunity. Good finish by the former Robins loanee. Sam Tompkins just fed him. He races in from 6 or 7 metres out, wide out on that right-hand touchline. First blood to the Warriors, and that will be disappointing for Rovers. They need to make sure that the discipline's right, and they need to make sure that if they shoot out of the line, they make the correct decision. On that occasion, Chris Wellham made the wrong one. So they're going to be the try scorer to try and convert his own 4-pointer. Josh Charnley, he's got 37 goals so far this season in the colours of the Wigan Warriors. This is a difficult one. He's around 23 metres out, virtually on that right-hand touchline. He steps up, gives it plenty of distance. Has he got the direction? The answer is no. It's 4 points to the Warriors, and an early warning sign there for Hull Kingston Rovers. So Craig Hall, the man to get this game back underway. Deep restart by Hall. Here's Luaki. Well, he ran in purposefully then, but when the collision was made, he turned his back. Wigan go short side. Rovers will need to be alert. Good yardage made over on that far side. There's another penalty, says Phil Bentham. So the left-hand side of Rovers, Wellham and Hodgson conceding the penalty. Looks like a ball strip from Chris Wellham, in fairness, but play has got back underway. The Warriors in possession, and they have now crossed halfway once again. It's with Finch. He just moves the ball inside to Gareth Hock. Hock was met by the combination of Mika and Peyer. McAlorum scoots. Can't beat the tackle of Watts, but this is danger for Rovers once again. Wigan have got options both sides. They're with Thomas Luluai. He takes on the line himself. Rovers really need a mistake from Wigan here, or some good solid defensive work. That looked a forward pass from Finch, but play is allowed to continue to the 5th and last tackle. Will it be the kick in behind? There is that kick from Finch. Oh, Rovers are asleep, and that could have been costly. Michael McAlorum almost managed to push that ball back. Rovers were absolutely asleep then, and they survived that scare, and Liam Salter takes the first drive in of this set for the Robins. That was surely offside at marker, but play on, says Phil Bentham, as David Hodgson can't evade the second tackle. Wellham will have the scoot now. That's decent yardage, makes around 8 to 9 metres. Rovers just need to steady things down. It's with Watts. He just takes on the line. Halted around 2-3 metres shy of the halfway line. but it's a slow play the ball. Withers misses out the man, finds Green. This is better. Conmika comes on, almost burst his way between the two-man tackle. Rovers will go short side. The kick is by Green. Dobson looks offside. It's a tester for Charnley, who takes it well, faced by two blue shirts, and Rovers pin him down 18 metres out from the Wigan line. Rovers just need to get the line speed right. Phil Bentham having a good look to see if they're offside. That's good defensive work there by Mickey Payer. Sam Tompkins trying to claim the penalty. This quick play of the ball of Wigan is absolutely lightning at this moment in time. It's what's catching Rovers out. The kick is by Tommy Luluai. One bounce into touch, wasn't a 40-20, but a good kick nevertheless. It's taken Rovers back inside their own danger zone. And with just around 9.5 minutes gone in this game, it's still the Warriors leading by that early Josh Charnley try. The ball's out and it's in the hands of the left centre, Chris Wellham. Rovers, though, are only 25 metres out from their own line. Needs to be a safe exit set. Use some of the big men, like this man, Liam Watts. Withers centre field, finds Galea. Scott Taylor had absolutely nowhere to go then. He gets an offload away. It was a risky one. Green moves the ball onto McDonald, who's just looking to pick a hole in the Warriors' defence. He beats Tommy Luluai. He's still going, is McDonald, eventually pulled down by the tackle of Lee Mossop. Withers gets the kick away under pressure. It's a good one. It's turned the wingman around. Gellin takes it 10 metres out from his own line. Good collision there with Liam Salter. Liam Salter is absolutely no respecter of reputation. Doesn't matter if they've got a Wigan shirt on. He'll try to hit him, and hit him hard, will the Rovers youngster. Tompkins moves the ball. There's a mistake from Wigan, and that may be the key that unlocks the door as far as Rovers are concerned. Important when the opposition is the calibre of Wigan at home, that when you go 4 points behind, you're the next team to respond, and Rovers now will have the opportunity to do so. The scrum will form 29 metres out from the Warriors line. This is the real first chance for Green, Dobson and some of the strike players in the Rovers lineup to put some pressure on the Wigan Warriors. The ball's out. Immediately Wellham was wrapped up as he received that ball. Wigan will have identified him as a danger man, and Daryl Goulding was quickly into the face of 10-try man Chris Wellham, but Rovers still have possession. This is better now. Dobson finds Green. McDonald's looking dangerous in these early exchanges. Was that a strip? No, says Phil Bentham, and Rovers have failed to respect possession. They'd only taken 2 or 3 tackles in that set, and they've handed the ball back to Wigan, and that needs to be eradicated if they're going to take anything from this game. Gareth Hock now runs at Craig Hall, but some of the bigger men come in to knock him down. He's taken a knock as Gareth Hock. May just be a clash of heads there. He's not looking too clever though, but he's a tough guy. He certainly has taken a knock. He's got a cut to the head. That's a fantastic kick by Brett Finch. Rovers have got problems here. The kick ahead. David Hodgson to the rescue. Good read by the wingman of the Robins, who came across all the way from the left-hand side. But Rovers were caught napping once again. Clever kick by Finch. It cuts out the Rovers wingman Craig Hall. Salter was chasing back, and David Hodgson come round the outside to sweep up for the Robins. It's a good job he did. That could easily have been 8-0 and then 10-0 to the Wigan Warriors. Bentham stops the clock with just under 13 minutes gone. Rovers with the big long restart safely into the hands of Finch. Here's the big man Lee Mossop. Really has come on in the last couple of years, Mossop. And Wigan once again with tackles in the bank to attack the Rovers line as Hawk has escaped the line. That's hit a Rovers hand. Gelling offloads. It could easily have been knocked on by McAlorum, but Wigan still have ball in hand. Oh, Tam Tompkins somehow evades the tackle of Taylor. Is running the arc. Oh, he's gone through. Oh, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. How did he score that try? Sam Tompkins must be made of rubber, because he just stretched away, bounced away from all the Rovers defenders, perhaps showing him too much respect. Just under 14 minutes gone. That's the second try of the game for the Wigan Warriors. And Rovers trail by 8 points to nil.
For the Wigan Warriors, number 1, Sam Tompkins.
Well, I'm sure there's been questions asked behind those Rovers posts. We all know the elusive capability of Sam Tompkins, but surely somebody should have smashed him. Charnley is right in front of the post, just under 10 metres out, and very shortly Rovers are going to be 10 down on the scoreboard. The flags are raised by the officials, and already, still inside the first quarter of this game, Rovers have made life very hard for themselves. They trail by 10 points to nil.
Our proud association, HW Move Toyota.
And the Wigan Warriors try converted by number 2, Josh Charnley.
So once again, Rovers with the restart. Hall hoists it high. The Warriors are underneath it, and Lowacki will be the first man to try and bend the line of the Rovers' defensive wall. Oh, that's come out. Oh, ridiculous Bentham. Didn't even look to his touch judge to see what had happened then. Immediately whistle in mouth, immediately the decision went the way of the home side. That will look to loose carry on the replay on the big screen. And if that's an indication of what Rovers are going to get from the referee in this game, we have absolutely no chance. So it's Wigan once again. They're inside Rovers' territory by 8 metres. They've come left now. Finch wants a runner. The dummy runner was Hawk, and he finds his captain, Sean O'Loughlin. Once again, this quick play the ball looks to be the biggest difference between the two sides. Dobson needs to take down Tommy Luluai. He manages to do so, but Wigan are in the danger zone once again. Hansen, there's gaps. Oh, and there's another try. Phil Bentham has been absolutely smashed to the floor. The referee is in absolute agony. Lee Mossop's gone in for another try, but it looks as though Phil Bentham's game may be over. 14-0, Rovers have gone down on the scoreboard. But Phil Bentham has gone down in a heap, and well, it's not nice to see, in fairness. No one wants to see a referee get badly hurt, and it looks as though a player perhaps run into Bentham, and he really did twist badly, and it looks as though his game may be over. The reserve referee is A. Smith, but Robert Hicks and Tim Roby are touch judges, so more than likely one of those two guys will take charge in the middle. And the stretcher's coming on for Phil Bentham. Maybe Shannon MacDonald, the man who's taken Phil Bentham out. It's a shame that Rovers aren't tackling the Wigan players, but there you go. So Phil Bentham departs the DW Stadium on a stretcher.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reserve referee is Andrew Smith, who will take over as touch judge. The referee will now be Robert Hicks.
So Robert Hicks is about to take over control in the middle. Andrew Smith goes onto the touchline. And Phil Bentham goes into the dressing rooms on a stretcher. And at the end of all that, we're now going to go to the video referee to see if this try actually counts. Well, Shannon MacDonald, I think he was watching the ball carrier, in fairness, and Phil Bentham stepped into his path. Doesn't look to be too many problems with the Wigan score. The decision is pending. Try is a decision of Steve Ganson, and after this conversion by Josh Charnley, the game will get back underway. Mossop, the try scorer. And Charnley now with his third conversion of the evening. Charnley steps up, the flags are raised, Rovers trail by 16 points to 0. And if they don't buck their ideas up, they are going to be on the end of an almighty clattering here this evening. So the game's back underway. Luwaki with the drive. Rovers really need to sort their defence out, and they need to stop conceding penalties that are carrying the Wigan Warriors 30-40 metres upfield. McAlorum finds his skipper O'Loughlin. Here's Gareth Hock. Really has been in scintillating form, Hock, in the last few weeks. So Robert Hicks, well, he's done enough games now to be experienced enough to handle this game. As Luwaki is met on halfway by Lincoln Withers. It's on the last now, says the official. It will be the kick of Tompkins. He just measures that one, lofts it in between Hall and MacDonald. Hall needed to make a quicker decision than that. That cost him a good couple of metres then and allowed Wigan the opportunity to almost drive him back towards his own try line. Here's MacDonald, who'll be the villain of the piece in the eyes of the Wigan fans and the officials. Purely accidental. And with 19 minutes played of this game, Rovers really need to produce something. They need to get into the arm wrestle. At 16 down, there's a real danger now that they could be tore apart by a confident-looking Wigan side. That's better. That should be a penalty. Play on, says Robert Hicks. The kick is by Shannon MacDonald. It bounces once, goes into touch, around 25 metres out from the Wigan line. That's better in terms of territory. Rovers have carried the ball downfield. What they need to do now is get into the faces of the Wigan Warriors and force the mistake. Wigan have only made one, Brett Finch, but Rovers were unable to capitalise, and they lost the ball on only the second or third tackle. You've got to ask Wigan questions. You've got to turn them round. That's a poor pass, but oh, what a great take by Josh Charnley. It meant he was immediately met by the Rovers defenders, though. Robert Hicks takes the blue shirts back a good 10 metres.
Replacing number 21, is number 14, Jeff Lehman.
Here come Wigan again. Cherry and white shirts just pouring through at all angles, been very impressive, even though Rovers have defended poorly for a couple of tries. Wigan really are a good team to watch, but Rovers can't afford to watch them. They need to get up and compete with them. Here's Finch once again, taken late. Oh, Lachlan then if it have... Oh, and then a touch judge is on now. It's Tim Roby. This could well be another penalty going against the Robins. Indeed it is. Late shoulder, say the officials, and Wigan now will camp inside the Rovers 20 once again, and there's a real danger that Wigan can score their fourth try of the evening now. Just to the left-hand side of the post, McAlorum switches the play. Finch delays the pass, quick hands. Gelling scores in the corner. We may go to the video ref. Robert Hicks wants to have a look at that one, but for me, the youngster Anthony Gelling has got that one down okay. And Rovers, defensively, I'm sorry, but they're just a shambles in this game so far. Just under 21 minutes played. Fourth try of the game for Wigan. And Wigan now lead this game by 20 points to 0.
The try scorer for the Wigan Warriors, number 24, Anthony Gelling.
Where is Rovers' edge defence? Every time Wigan move the ball out wide, Rovers have been sucked in. The overlaps there, and Wigan are finding this very, very easy. So Josh Charnley now. It's a good side for the right-footed kicker on this occasion. He'll step up. He's dragged that one wide. It just drifts to the left-hand side of the post. So Rovers are 20 points down. Unbelievable. I'm sure they came here with lots of optimism after 2 victories. Wigan, having come off the back of that tough game last Friday evening to Featherstone, with perhaps half an eye on the Challenge Cup game next week, hasn't proved to be the case one bit. So once again, Rovers with the restart, taken by Tommy Luluai. Craig Sandicott really needs to be getting the message down there to his players. They need to really stand up and be counted, because this is turning into an embarrassment already. Wigan hungry, faster, stronger, really taking the game to Rovers, and Rovers are just gone into the shells. Here's Finch once again. He really is controlling things out there. The step back on the inside is by Carmont, who's taken down on halfway by Blake Green. Rovers about to make a double substitution. It will be Clinton and O'Hara, but Tompkins has got the ball out wide to Daryl Goulding. Oh, he's gone through one man. He's fed Charnley, and Charnley's in again, and he's raced in towards the post. Rovers players are all looking at each other. They're looking for somebody to come up with some answers, and it's just not happening. That try coming on around 23.5 minutes of play means that Wigan now lead this game by 24 points to nil.
Number 2, Josh Charlie.
You have to say it was good centre play by Daryl Goulding. Oh, he absolutely sold David Hodgson up the river, and Charnley has just got pace to burn, scooted round, made the angle better for his own conversion, and this is going to be a long, long, painful evening for Hull Kingston Rovers. Charnley's kicked 2 from 4. Make that 3 from 5. And the Warriors lead by 26 points to nil. And we've played less than 25 minutes of this game.
Convert to Toyota. HW Wigan.
And the Wigan Warriors try converted by number 2, Josh Charnley.
So dare I say it, Rovers with yet another restart. Here come the Warriors once again. The Warriors' completion rate in this game must be near perfect. Taylor and Payer are meant to leave the field. Hopefully Clinton and O'Hara with their experience can just bottle up the middle and stop Wigan moving the ball out wide so quickly. That looks slightly forward. O'Loughlin almost breaks the line. Withers did well to cling on. The Warriors are still inside their own half. Once again, the right boot of Sam Tompkins drills the ball downfield. That one will stay in. Oh, it just bounces out at the def. Good judgment from the fullback McDonald. Rovers will have a 20-metre restart. Here's Ryan O'Hara now. That's a good test for the shoulder, that one. Big collision to signal his first touch of the ball in Rovers colours. Can Rovers keep Wigan out for the remaining 13 minutes of this first half? They need to do so. 26-0, the Warriors lead. 5 first half tries already. Blake Green now finds Josh Hodgson, who's on from the bench. Hodgson can't beat the tackle of Finch and Carmont. Here's Lovegrove now. He'll had some extra punch down the middle. Konmika's off. Liam Watts is off. As Dobson puts the ball into the air, Sam Tompkins takes it, drops it off to Charnley. He tries to bump off the 2-man tackle. Eventually the tackle was completed by Ryan O'Hara, but here come Wigan once again. Gareth Hock takes on 4 Rovers defenders who eventually managed to stop his momentum. Liam Farrell's come on to replace Lee Mossop, so that's a more agile, mobile forward for a bigger man. But I'm sure Sean Wayne can't believe his luck in this game. Don't get me wrong, Wigan have been good, but Rovers have been absolutely abysmal. The kick once again is by Tompkins. Once again, Wigan are happy just to say to Rovers, you have the ball on the 20. We're confident that we'll keep you out. Dave Hodgson takes the first drive and he made around 6 metres and then was promptly driven back 5 of those metres, so that's a tackle wasted. Here's Wellham now. Wellham once again, the big men of Wigan just simply shutting up shop in the middle of the field. Jeff Leamer's on there wearing 14, big powerful guy. Can the Rovers skipper do anything? He runs into the captain of the Wigan Warriors, Sean O'Loughlin, who completes the tackle. Clinton with the drive, good offload from Clinton. Blake Green with a good long ball over the top to Craig Hall. Hall has to come back inside. He gets another offload away. Does Hall. Eventually Lovegrove is spun to the floor, but that's a little bit better from Rovers. And they've got numbers here. Josh Hodgson straightens it up. That was the correct option because Rovers were being shown the touchline. Salter moves the ball in field. Dobson goes to the skies. It's too deep. Tompkins is under it. Takes it safely, not under any real pressure, and is wrapped up by his opposite number, Shannon McDonnell. Goulding now with the scoot. Everything Wigan do seems to be that step quicker than what the men in blue shirts are doing. And there's another penalty. This time Ryan O'Hara, the guilty party. I'll just have a look at that replay on the big screen where he was trying to turn the Wigan man over onto his back. It was second effort, and that penalty was the correct decision. So Rovers have got defending to do inside their own half once again. Finch, acres of space to run into, just moves the ball, quick hands from Wigan, good pick-up, but a forward pass or a knock-on, doesn't matter which. Wigan have made a mistake, and Rovers will have some possession as Robert Hicks stops the clock with 9 minutes, 37 seconds of this first half remaining. So brief respite for Craig Sandercock's men as Blake Green's about, it looks as though there'll be a little bit of fisticuffs there, but Hicks sorted it out, and the ball's out now into the hands of the youngster Liam Salter. Dominant tackle, slows the play the ball down. Here's Lovegrove. Good drive from Rhys Lovegrove, carrying defenders with him. Clearly the man of the match against London last time out, and looks as though he's going to continue that form as a big cheer goes up from the Rovers fans as their side have finally awarded a penalty. It's taken 31 minutes to come, but what it's allowed Rovers to do is have some field position inside Wigan's half. Withers gets us underway. Hodgson links up the play. Rovers now bringing in the runner from deep, who was Ryan O'Hara. Good leg drive from O'Hara. Rovers need a try to build confidence. Withers, some trickery, brings in Clinton. Clinton and O'Hara have been okay since they come on. The substitutions look as though they've steadied the ship, but when you're 26 down, you need more than that. You need points to get back in the game. Rovers have an opportunity now. Good ball back on the inside. McDonnell. Oh, it was stripped by Wigan. And I think he's going to penalise Rovers for crossing. Oh, what's he said? Forward pass. Forward pass. And looking at the big screen, he got that one right as well. So Robert Hicks, in his time on the field, has made better decisions than Bentham already in my eyes. Blake Green just has a cheeky grin, but that's disappointing when you look at, in the long run, Rovers have barely been in the 20 of Wigan. They get there and they come up with a mistake. So Rovers now looking to force an error from the Wigan Warriors. Lima down the centre of the field, immediately wrapped up by three Rovers defenders. Toussaint's on for Hansen as Luluai with the half break. Around the ankles was Bengalia. Could have conceded the penalty, but look at the space for Farrell to run into. He finds Finch. There's only one tackle remaining, but Wigan are stacked up on this left-hand side. Hock at pace, drives in, bumps the men off, releases the pass, and it's snaffled up by a blue shirt. Rovers are hanging on for dear life. It was Blake Green who managed to take possession in, We're into the final 6.5 minutes in this first half, and Wigan were threatening to score their 6th try of the evening. And well, there's just the Rovers fans, the Rovers coaching staff are to my left-hand side, and indeed this commentator have just been shell-shocked by what's happened in this game so far. Rovers blown off the park, but they're now just starting to produce something. That's better. Salter with the half-break from the pass of Blake Green, the second effort by the Warriors, and Craig Hall will take Rovers a further 10 metres downfield. Can Rovers get something before half-time? Here's Clinton. Met by the three-man tackle. 19 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post. Lovegrove, ever-willing worker, taking on the line once again, sucking in the defenders. This is where the move needs to be made. Blake Green links the play. Dobson's got numbers. Here's Benny Galea. That's the try for Rovers. Underneath the post. 26-4. But importantly, Rovers are in, and that will give them something to build on. Captain Fantastic goes in, and Rovers have finally shown what they can do in this game. So that came on the back of penalties against Wigan. The number 12 for the Robins goes in. Dobson adds the extra 2. 26-6. It's an absolute mountain to climb. But Rovers have set off. Let's see how far they can get. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Rovers with the safe take. And that's better. You have to say the substitutions have really levelled this game up. It's a real shame Rovers are so far behind, because Lovegrove, O'Hara, Clinton in particular are taking the game to Wigan now. Dobson finds Galea. Galea with that acceleration gets an offload away. Wellham takes it at the second attempt. Wigan not happy, they wanted the knock on, but Rovers still have possession. Green, drop off pass to Lovegrove. Lovegrove once again sucks in the defenders. Hawk completes the tackle. But Rovers now have just got that spring in the step, the switch in play. Dobson slips as he looks to take on the line. That was unfortunate. 30 metres out. Will the kick go in behind? It's a kick for the chase of David Hodgson. Did Sam Tompkins make a mess of that? Well, that's perhaps a hopeful call, as the Wigan fullback swept up well, and his side have possession once again. Here's Liam Farrell, 20 metres out from his own line, eventually dropped on by three Rovers defenders who were led by Josh Hodgson. Once again, Rovers muscling up well. They've restricted the yardage in this Wigan set. It will force the kick. There is the kick. McDonald's there. Just needs to be careful. Allows it to bounce. And he'll manage to at least get the ball to the midway point of the Rovers' half. Just over 2 minutes remain. In this first half, if Rovers could pinch another try, that would really lift the confidence going into the sheds. Here's the scoot from Lincoln Withers. He's just grabbed around the shoulders by Sean O'Loughlin. A penalty here would be manna from heaven from Rovers, as Clinton gets a good offload away. McDonald took the pass in. Perhaps just should have pinned his ears back and gone for a gap. as Dobson again measures the kick. Is the chase good from Rovers? It is! It's Galea again! Oh, and he's trying to get the ball away. You can't criticise that. Had Benny Galea managed to get that ball away, Rovers were in for their second score. As Wigan now are just looking a little bit raggedy as Rovers are up in the pressure. That kick from Dobson could easily have produced a try. Wellham was onto it. He found Galea. The Wigan chase was good, and the Rovers skipper had to try and force the pass. Just over a minute remains in this first half. Important now that Rovers don't let Wigan break away and go 50-60 metres to score. Hicks has taken them back a good 10 metres. It's with Finch centre field. He runs around the outside of Lovegrove. Daryl Goulding can't beat the tackle of Chris Wellham. Just one tackle remains for Rovers to defend. Tommy Luluai spins the ball. They're going to catch Rovers on numbers here if we're not careful. Tompkins puts the kick over the top. It hits the shoulder of Craig Hall. It wasn't played at. The boos from the Wigan fans. Not quite sure why. And with just 20 seconds remaining, Robert Hicks has stopped the clock once again in what was going to be the first half from hell for Hull Kingston Rovers. That Ben Galea try and the upturning performance since the substitutions have just eased the pain slightly. Liam Salter from the scrum drives in at first receiver. Just a couple of tackles remain in this first half. Josh Hodgson tries to put the step on Gareth Hock. Will Rovers have time for one more play of the ball? They do. Lincoln Withers finds Green. Rovers are going to have to put something on. Long ball from Dobson. Sails into touch. And that's the end to what has been a first half in which Hull Kingston Rovers really were blown away. That's all you can say. Tries on 5 minutes to Josh Charnley, 14 minutes to Sam Tompkins, and then that bizarre one on 17 minutes when Lee Mossop went in and Shannon MacDonald ended the game of the referee Phil Bentham. All you have to say, we're down to poor defence. That was the same case on 21 minutes and 24 minutes when Anthony Gellin scored his first try. Charnley got his second. Charnley with 3 conversions from 5. 26-0 the Warriors led, but then Rovers on the back of a penalty managed to get some field position, and eventually the ball was passed to Ben Galea, who came in on the crash. That legendary step of his, he went in underneath the post. Dobson converted. A long, long way to go for Rovers to win this game. Let's hope they compete much better in the second half, because at the end of this 40 minutes at the DW Stadium, it's the Wigan Warriors 26, Hull Kingston Rovers 6. Welcome back to the DW Stadium as Rovers take the field for the start of the second half in a game in which they are trailing by 26 points to 6. 5 first half tries to the Wigan Warriors. Just that solitary Ben Galea response for the Robins really have made it mission impossible for Rovers to take 2 points from this game, but you never know. 4 tries to nothing with successful kicks from Dobson is what Rovers need to take this game away from the Warriors. Can they do it? We're about to find out. Craig Hall with the restart. Good take by Tommy Luluai. Oh, that was a swinging arm then by David Hodgson. Well, Has Craig Sandercock ripped into his side at half-time? I really hope he has, because that opening 25 minutes really was poor. But they managed to keep Wigan scoreless for the last 15 minutes of the first half. That's what's required. Lovegrove, O'Hara, Clinton have been the key to giving Rovers some input in this game. But here come Wigan again, ripping Rovers apart on that left-hand side. It's Gellin, he's taking on Shannon McDonnell. McDonnell stands his ground and eventually brings him down. Rovers wanting the knock-on, nothing doing. Long ball, it's 5-on-3. The shimmy has allowed Rovers to some room. At Goulding finds Josh Charnley, and we've only played just over a minute of the second half, and Josh Charnley's got in for his hat-trick try. Once again, you have to say Rovers were just simply guilty of standing off Wigan and allowing them to play.
The try scorer for the Wigan Warriors completing his hat-trick this evening, number 2, Josh Charnley.
30 points to 6. Rovers trail, and the worst possible start to the second 40 minutes as Wigan once again just seemingly have that man over on every occasion. Rovers have just not had any answers to this expansive style of the Wigan Warriors. Dobson stood off, Bengalia was committed, and then the ball back on the inside, and Josh Charnley goes in for a hat-trick. And Josh Charnley now really is haunting the side. He had 5 games with a couple of seasons ago. It's a good job he's not got his kicking boots on as well as his try-scoring boots, because Rovers really would be in trouble in this game. At 30 points to 6, it's bad enough. But Charnley has kicked 3 from 6. Could easily have been 36-6 to the Wigan Warriors. So Wigan once again with Sean O'Loughlin. Drives the ball up to the midway point of the Wigan half. Wigan's forwards really do explode onto the ball. That's the quick play of the ball, and then the direct running of the Wigan Warriors forwards. That's what's catching Rovers napping. There's the kick by Michael McAlorum, one of the most improved players in the Super League in the last couple of seasons, and that's a fantastic, enthusiastic chase by the Cherry and Whites. McDonnell has to take the tackle 12 metres out from his own line. Dobson feeds the ball into David Hodgson, but Wigan of Rovers penned back once again. Withers finds the direct run of Ryan O'Hara. That's a quick play the ball, that's better. Lovegrove, big collision, takes the 2-man tackle, 11 metres from the halfway line. It was with a kick of Blake Green. Hock was trying to place him under pressure. Wigan almost guilty then of 2 men wanting to collect. Sam Tompkins happy to give the youngster Gellin another run. And Rovers muscle up defensively on that far right-hand side. Here come the Wigan Warriors once again. Once again, good work there by Rhys Lovegrove. What's the decision? Knock on, goes against Wigan and for the Robins, and that's a good place for Rovers to force the error. Well, there may have been a finger in there from Josh Hodgson in fairness, but You win some, you lose some. So what can the Robins produce now? Robert Hicks not happy, wants to stop the timekeeper. Slightly pedantic by the referee, but he's the man in charge. And well, it must have been Wigan who were incurring the wrath of the official. Lincoln Withers wants a quick restart. Wigan are all offside. That should have been another penalty, but nothing doing. And now the touch judge is on. Robert Hicks will stop the timekeeper once again. In fairness, the players don't look too concerned. I would imagine it's going to be a Wigan man called out. Michael McAlorum with a head-eye shot is the decision. So Rovers now with Joel Clinton. That's good work by Clinton. Takes Rovers to 12 metres from the Wigan line, around 9 metres to the right-hand side of the post. Ball back on the inside to O'Hara from Blake Green. Rovers knocking on the door once again. Can they get their second try of the evening? Dobson links up the play. Wellham, well wrapped up by Daryl Goulding. But Rovers now with the opportunity to move the ball the full width of this DW Stadium. Won't do it like that. Shocking pass. Reece Lovegrove picks up the crumbs, but Wigan were quickly up into his face. He does well just to go a couple of extra metres. Does the Rovers substitute? Dobson now misses out the man, finds Green. Green delays the pass. McDonald linking in from fullback, but already Rovers are on the last. They may need to put the kick in behind. It's a dink over. There's a chance for Rovers. Oh, and that was unlucky. Josh Hodgson managed to take the ball in, but the tackle was completed just a couple of metres out from the Wigan line. This is better from Rovers though. Oh, and they've got the ball back in. It looked as though Wigan were going to be driven out only 10 metres from their own line. Where was this intensity in the first half? Rovers are hunting like a pack now. Gareth Hock with the line break. 20 metres out, Rovers need to clear the ruck. Lima taking on the Rovers men down the centre of the field, but Wigan still contained inside their own half, hence the kick of Brett Finch. McDonald's there, he takes it safely, he's got some open space to run into. Can't beat the Wigan standoff who drives him back a couple of metres. Here's Hall now. One or two of these Rovers players have really been passengers in this game and have not seen any ball whatsoever. Craig Hall is one of those. Has to say David Hodgson on the left wing also. Dobson now. Oh, Benny Galea almost with the error, but just managed to grab the ball back in. Rovers cross halfway. Once again, it's Lovegrove leading the charge for Rovers. If this guy is out of contracts at the end of the season, then a 3-year deal needs to be winging his way because he is a fantastic player. Sam Tompkins slips as he skips around the outside of Blake Green. The Wigan fans wanting the penalty. The golden boy not allowed to be tackled in their eyes. The noise levels inside the DW rise as George Carmont takes Rovers on that left edge. Luwaki comes on to replace Lima, so that's a like-for-like swap as Wigan are inside Rovers territory once again. Here's Thomas Luluai. Short pass brings in Farrell. Farrell just runs into the tackle of O'Hara, and O'Hara brings him down. Here's the hoisted kick of Thomas Luluai. The chase is by Luwaki. McDonald's there. Safe take from the Rovers fullback. Has to take the tackle of Daryl Goulding, who could have been penalised then for the drag on the ankle, but nothing doing. But importantly, Rovers have possession. Just coming up to 10 minutes played in this second half. Just that one addition to the scoreline. That try, the hat-trick try for Josh Charnley in the right-hand corner. But once again, Rovers' sloppy distribution letting them down. It cost them yardage. They're going to be forced into a kick. Can see Dobson lurking on the left, but it's Green on the right who puts a deep kick downfield. It's a good one. It's a really good kick. How's the chase? Not too bad. Sam Tompkins doesn't fancy it, so he moves the ball inside to hat-trick man Charnley, and he takes the tackle 22 metres out from his own try line. Mossop rejoins the game for the Warriors.
The Wigan Warriors substitution sponsored by...
As Luaki charges in.
17, Chris
Tucson leaves the field for Wigan, who have possession 5 metres inside their own half. Here's that man Mossop. Batteries recharged, but Wigan only have one tackle remaining in this set. McAlorum finds Finch. It's just a positional kick. That one will go dead in goal. Wigan have been content to do that in this game. Very noticeable that they don't try to keep the ball in. They're just happy to say to Rovers, you take it from 20. Oh, Dave Hodgson with a great break. Very unlucky that he was knocked down in the collision, because he would have been one-on-one with Tompkins. Dave Hodgson perhaps wouldn't have had the pace on Tompkins, but had he managed to put the step on him, you never know. But it's taken Rovers up to halfway. Will they move the ball along the line? It's the drop-off pass to Reece Lovegrove, who this time could only make a couple of metres forward.
Substitution sponsored by Viewpoint Casinos. Placing number 17, Ryan O'Hara, is number 23, Mickey Paya.
Mickey Paya replaces Ryan O'Hara, who's had a great stint for me as Ryan O'Hara. And that's a good penalty. Only 4 metres out from the Wigan line. Rovers not wasting time. Clinton rips in. That's a good 12, 13 metre drive for the Robins, who are inside the danger zone now of the Warriors once again. Can they create some magic? Dobson, step, takes on the line. He just lost his footing. Quick, they play the ball, and Rovers have got options. McDonald skips away, turns, grounds the ball, will go to the screen, but Shannon McDonald may have got Rovers' second try of the game. Did he have momentum? That's got to be the decision that the video referee has got to make. The ball carrying arm hits the floor. He twists and then gets the ball down. Wigan, they're saying no. Rovers are saying yes. Was the momentum? Will Steve Ganson give this award to the Robins? Well, we're going to the grounding once again, so there's real optimism for now for the Rovers fullback. The decision of Ganson is that Rovers do have their second try. Shannon McDonald the scorer, and the scoreline is reduced to the Wigan Warriors 30, Hull Kingston Rovers 10. Once again, on the back of penalty conceded by Wigan. If you give Rovers field position, they can score tries. Dobson, unfortunately, just drifts the conversion to the side of the post. But in terms of the second half, that's 4 points apiece. It was just that opening 25 minutes which really ruined Rovers' chances in this game. That try for the Robins coming on around 53 minutes of play. So this time it's Wigan with the restart. Mickey Payer with the first carry of the set for the Robins. Here's Joel Clinton. Really good to see him back from injury because he really looks to have a spring in his step. The former Brisbane Bronco. Here's Mickey Payer, who really needs him to start knocking some people over in the middle of the field. That's another penalty. Hands in at the ruck. Craig Hall can get as much distance on this as possible. The Wigan captain, Sean O'Loughlin, the guilty party. And the Rovers fans are raising the noise levels in that stand to our left-hand side. Here's Mickey Payer, stopped in his tracks by the two-man tackle of the Warriors. But Rovers are edging the way forward now. Withers finds Clinton. Good offload from Clinton. It bounces kindly for Michael Dobson. The Wigan fans appealing for the Shepherd. Play's allowed to continue. Lovegrove down the centre of the field. Brave, direct. Reece Lovegrove wants the quick play the ball. Finds it. Rovers have space. Dobson again taking on the line. Two-man tackle brings him down, but still a couple of tackles remain. It's a step from Blake Green, trying to push off three Wigan defenders. 6 metres out on the last tackle. Dobson moves the ball wide. Good ball from Clinton. McDonald trying to be evasive. Finds Wellham. Wellham to David Hodgson. He needs to come back inside. The kick ahead will be too deep. They had Wigan stretched for just a second. Unfortunately, unable to capitalise, and Wigan immediately with a quick restart. See Anthony Gelling charge in and make that 10-metre gain, and he's brought down centre field. Luwaki drives in, pinned down. Lovegrove completes the tackle. The captain was there as well. Good ball back on the inside, but well watched by the Rovers defenders. Mickey Payer was the man completing the tackle. O'Loughlin just dips his shoulder into the tackle of Lincoln Withers. It's come loose. Penalty for the ball strip, says Robert Hicks. I can see Scott Taylor about to come back on for the Robins. And I can see the Wigan youngster, Jack Hughes, wearing 26, about to enter the fray for Sean Wayne's men.
The seventh Wigan Warriors substitution sponsored by PFN Casinos.
67 minutes of this game have been played. 57, I do apologise. As Tommy Luluai sets up, Rovers line on, is offloaded, it's picked up by Wigan. There's gaps for Finch. Rovers are scrambling. Wigan have got numbers both sides. Rovers concede a penalty. It could have been a professional foul by Josh Hodgson. Leniency from Robert Hicks. But Wigan are hunting their second try of the second half. They've taken the ball back 10 metres. Here's Luwaki, feeds the ball out. Wigan with Tommy Luluai, straighten up. Is brought down just 8 metres shy of the Robins try line. The switching plays by McAlorum. The big men are being held up, but Rovers look thin on numbers over on their right-hand side. If that's the way Wigan go, Rovers have got problems. Ball over the top. There you go, I called it. It took a while for the score to be made. We're going to go to the screen. Did Anthony Gelling get the ball down? For me, he must have done. There's boos from the Wigan fans. But how were Rovers caught on numbers like that? Well, if this isn't a try, it's a mercurial defensive effort. But there's the grounding. The point of the ball hits the floor. And Wigan do have their second score in this second half, and it's the second try to the left wingman, Anthony Gelling.
All your motoring needs, HW Move Toyota.
The try scorer for the Wigan Warriors, number 24, Anthony Gelling.
So that came on the back of the alleged ball strip by the Robins. Back-to-back penalties, and eventually Wigan made the Robins pay. Gelling, we made a meal of it in the end. He should have just pinned his ears back and gone for the corner. But eventually he did get the ball down, and Rovers trailed by 34 points to 10. And Josh Charnley, from 20 metres out, 6 metres in from touch, strikes the ball. The flags are raised, the noise levels inside the DW are raised as the Wigan Warriors go into a 36-10 lead. We have just over 20 minutes of this game remaining.
Association, HW Move Toyota.
And the Wigan Warriors try converted by number 2, Josh Charnley.
So Wigan now with possession once again. Daryl Goulding just cuts through the Rovers' defence like a knife through butter, I do beg your pardon, but Rovers now that are seemingly slipping into the bad habits which saw this game go out of their reach inside 25 minutes.
14, Lincoln Withers, and number 8, Joe Clinton, on number 10, Scott Taylor, and number 11, Con Mika.
Mika and Taylor back on, Clinton and Lincoln Withers the men to leave the field, so Josh Hodgson will go into that orthodox hooking role now as Wigan are on the last tackle. Finch once again drills the kick, it will stay in, will it? Just goes dead. Rovers wanting the quick restart. Wigan weren't set up, but unfortunately Mickey Payer hadn't got back behind the 20 line, so Robert Hicks told Rovers just to wait and start again. Rovers now are playing for pride. Let's not forget that next weekend is a blank weekend, so Rovers will have 2 weeks to smart over this defeat before they take on the Castleford Tigers at MS3 Craven Park in round 14. Let's hope Rovers can really do something for the next 20 minutes as Shannon McDonnell is brought down, still inside the Robins half of the field. Here's Mickey Payer. Just not made the impact we were hoping for in this game today. On the last tackle, says the referee. Blake Green just dinks the kick over. Will it stay in the field of play? It needs to be picked up by Sam Tompkins. Here he goes again. He's fed Josh Charnley. Good enthusiasm by Rovers though. Dobson was marshalling the troops in centre field as Lovegrove completes that second tackle. Scrappy at marker. Offload by Wigan. Tompkins nailed by the tackle of Bengalia. Had to be made. 40-20 attempt by Sean O'Loughlin. McDonald's there, but Josh Charnley is racing upfield to put some pressure on the Rovers fullback.
The Wigan Warriors substitution sponsored by PFL Casinos, replacing number 9, Michael McAlorum, is number 17, Chris Tucson.
Tucson comes on for McAlorum, and I can see that Liam Watts is about to re-enter the fray. Any time now for Hull Kingston Rovers. He has indeed gone on, he's replaced Reece Lovegrove as Josh Hodgson feeds the ball out. Rovers still midway inside their own half. 40-20 attempts from Josh Hodgson. Just stopped short of that 20, and Sam Tompkins carries the ball back upfield to be met by the tackle of the kicker. (36-10), the Warriors lead. We're now in the final quarter of this game. Rovers will be hoping beyond hope that it's not a 40 or 50 pointer. There's only one way of preventing that, that's by working hard and restricting the options of the Wigan Warriors. That's what they're doing in this set, as that tackle is completed by Dobson. Mossop offloading centre field, gaps appearing for Farrell, but Rovers lock the door once again. On the last, says Robert Hicks. Brett Finch has not had a finger laid on him all game. Brett Finch, he's just been given the freedom of the DW, and his kicking game has penned Rovers back. Looks as though a Wigan player's been hurt then in that collision. It was Thomas Luluai, who's now just trotting back into the defensive line. What a disappointing evening this has been. One of the biggest games of the season, one of the best stadiums to come to, and Rovers haven't done themselves justice. Such was the intensity and the defence of Wigan then. Rovers had to kick from just 10 metres away from their own try line. That allows Gellin to carry the ball back upfield. He's ducked underneath the Rovers defensive line. Appreciative applause from the Wigan fans for the youngster then, who's got big boots to fill in the shape of Pat Richards, but 2 tries this evening have set him off on the right direction. Harrison Hansen now taking on Wellham. Dobson was round the ankles, but Wigan are only 12-13 out from that Robbins line. Once again, O'Loughlin fires the ball to Finch. Here's that fullback, finds Gellin. Well, there's a decision for the video referee once again. It looked as though he may have lost control of that one, Anthony Gellin. Doesn't look too confident. Steve Ganson will have the final say. His arms on the touchline before the ground in. That one is no try. Rovers survived this one. They've dodged a bullet. Confirmed by Steve Ganson. Credit Rovers defence. They managed to get to the wingman, but it was almost 40 points up then for the Wigan Warriors. Clearly no try on the replay, so not too many complaints from the home fans, and Rovers have possession once again with Liam Salter. Oh, that was an awkward slip then from Scott Taylor, but he finds his feet quickly and plays the ball, and that allows Josh Hodgson to make a good drive upfield. Rovers just have Wigan on the back foot slightly then as that ball was played, but the line speed of Wigan is impressive. Taylor plays it on halfway. Dobson, ball back in for field, finds the big man Mickey Payer. He wants the offload, but 3 Wigan defenders prevent him from doing so. Some expansive play now. There's the kick. The chase is by Dave Hodgson. Sam Tompkins does well. Was it a voluntary tackle? No, say the officials. And he plays the ball 10 metres out from his own line. Here's Charnley, strong lad. Not the biggest guys, but his acceleration is what is the key to him scoring so many tries. Really is a flyer. As we go into the final 13 minutes of this game, still 36-10, the Robins trail. It was 26-6 at half-time, so Rovers far more competitive as the dink over is by Tompkins. A good read by the skipper Bengalia. Oh, the golden boy just gets pushed, and the Wigan fans all raise the roof, and now Sam Tompkins wants to have a go at Bengalia. Sam Tompkins just needs to walk away because someone will deck him. Petulance from the Wigan fullback, great player, not the most likeable of guys. Here come Rovers now. Good drive from Taylor. Can Rovers go over for their third score of the game? Short pass from Dobson, brings in Payer, who just checked inside, ran into the defensive wall of the Wigan Warriors. Rovers just have one tackle left to create something. It's a kick from Blake Green. Wigan have collected the ball. Rovers will earn the repeat set. That's better. Gellin was the man who managed to avert the danger for Wigan. But at least Rovers have got options on the last tackle. Sam Tompkins wants to have a word with the referee once again. The Rovers fans letting him know what they think of him. Oh, and that dropout goes underneath the boot of Shannon McDonnell. It's collected in the end by Ryan O'Hara, who's just managed to get some air back into his lungs and come on for a second stint. Taylor now taking on the front row of the Wigan Warriors. Goes down under the tackle of Mossop and Luaki. Could have been a penalty. Green dummies, takes the tackle 22 metres out, virtually in line with the post. Dobson, step short, pass inside. Rovers can't offload, but they now need to just move the ball across the defensive line of the Warriors. Here's Taylor, scored many tries from this position this season. Offloads to Dobson, he gets a good pass away, and Rovers are looking dangerous now. Dobson tries to put the kick in. Was that played at? Yes, says Robert Hicks. 6 tackles still in the bank for the men from MS3 Craven Park, as Conmeeker with a good drive forward almost burst the line. Bit of composure from Rovers is what's needed. Oh, great offload. Great try for Josh Hodgson. Josh Hodgson punches the air. Rovers are in for their third score. It's been coming. The Rovers fans have something to cheer. Great offload, and Josh Hodgson goes in just to the right-hand side of the sticks. The Wigan Warriors still lead the game, but by 36 points to 14 now.
The try scorer for Wilkinson Rovers, number 9, Josh Hodgson.
Dobson tags on the extra 2. 36-16 the Robins trail, and you have to say now it's a case of what could have been. This second half is 10 points apiece. Say no more.
The Wigan Warriors substitution, the final Wigan Warriors substitution sponsored by VFM Casinos, replacing number 21 Evelyn Lawaki is number 14 Jeff Lima.
So Wigan, through the boots of Sam Tompkins, gets us back underway. We have around 8.5 minutes of this game remaining. Galea trying to take on with lifted in the tackle. Could easily have been a penalty that. It was Tommy Luluwai who lifted the legs. Lima was already had the upper body of Galea then. As Taylor takes the 2-man tackle centre field. Dobson buzzing around now. Green in space, good offload. Conmeeker was unlucky then. The collision made him lose his feet. Quick play the ball though. Rovers just have an extra spring in the step in this second half. Oh, that's been knocked left, right and centre. That decision may go the way of Hulkingston Rovers. It has indeed. 40 metres out from the Warriors line. Rovers have the scrum, head and feed. The clock has been stopped on 7 minutes. 49 seconds remaining in this game. So the Robins have possession. Blake Green feeds Salter. He does well, Salter. Just needs to be careful that the ball doesn't get stripped. Rovers now just need to build some pressure once again. The drive is by Ryan O'Hara. If this is an indication of what he's going to bring to the Robins lineup, he will be a very strong addition indeed. Dobson now, dummy, trying to go through the gap, which was closed by Sean O'Loughlin and Lee Mossop. 25 out from the Wigan line. Here's Watts now. Here comes Green. Finds Salter. Salter steps. Good footwork from Salter. But Wigan are just keeping Rovers at bay in this set, you feel. There's the kick. There's a two-man chase. That ball's gone loose. Dobson's there. Wellham's in. Try for Wellham. Hulkingston Rovers have hit 20 points at the DW Stadium. And you have to say, what a shame they had that awful start to this game. Wigan make an absolute Horlicks of that kick. Where Rovers onside, that can be the only decision that Steve Ganson has to look at. If the answer is yes, Rovers have gone in for another try. Tompkins loses the ball, Dobson picks up, feeds the Ninja, and the Ginger Ninja goes in for his 11th try of the season. Steve Ganson gives the nod, and Dobson's lining up the conversion for the Robins. So the Rovers scrum half to the left-hand side of the post, puts that one between the flags. 36-22, Rovers only 14 down on the scoreboard. They've won the second half, or they're winning the second half, 16-10. And for 50 minutes of this game, they've been very, very competitive. What a shame they made that awful start. So here they come again with possession, the Robins. They're 20 metres out from their own line. They've offloaded. Josh Hodgson's had a very good second half, looking to take Wigan on at every opportunity. Him and Lincoln Withers really do give Rovers good options at hooker. And of course there's Keil Carlisle as well, who can come in and put pressure on those two guys. Galea, short pass found. Shannon McDonnell, who was wrapped up by the tackle of Daryl Goulding. Liam Watts, centre field. Three men spin him to the floor. Rovers just need a good positional kick as we're about to enter the final 5 minutes of this game. There is the kick. It's through Blake Green's right boot. Tompkins takes it, feeds his wingman Anthony Gellin. And Gellin is taken down 24 metres away from his own try line. So Wigan have possession, centre field, 12 metres away from halfway. Here's Liam Farrell. What Rovers won't want to do after giving some respectability to the scoreline is concede a try in these final 4.5 minutes. They will do so if they don't contain the run of Lee Mossop. But it's on the last, says Robert Hicks, who has refereed this game very well since his introduction. Hall's under pressure. Hall has lost the ball. Wigan have lost the ball. It will be first knock on. Head and feed to the Wigan Warriors. and that will give them the opportunity to have the final say in this game, you feel. Craig Hall may just have ensured that Wigan hit the 40-point mark. Rovers will have to defend, but with 76 minutes gone, tiredness will surely be setting in. Hopefully Wigan may cough up possession and allow Rovers to take possession back. But they're going to have to work hard now in this next 60 seconds. The ball's out. It's into the hands of Tompkins. He feeds Daryl Goulding. Not had too many opportunities, Goulding, but did set up that Charnley try in the first half. As Finch once again just simply brushes off defenders. Probably got the cleanest jersey out there, Brett Finch, because he's really bossed this game this evening. Rovers look as though they're desperate not to concede as Sam Tompkins finds Jeff Lima. Lima carrying the ball strongly. Luluai, will he scoot? He ships the ball out. There's the step of Tompkins who slips. Thus one tackle remains in this set. Can Rovers keep them out? It's with Tommy Luluai. Long ball. The kick ahead. Surely Rovers will pinch that one. Oh, Wigan have got it. It looks as though the youngster Gellin may have his third try of the evening. It looks as though Rovers had it covered. We're going to have to go to the screen to see exactly what happens here. It was the kicking behind on the last tackle. If there's no offside, this try will be awarded. It may be a knock-on by Gellin, no. Ganson doesn't want a second look. I think this one will be chalked out. So Gellin has had 2 tries disallowed by Steve Ganson, and Rovers remain intact in a manner of speaking at 36 points to 22 with just over 2 minutes remaining of this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attendance at the DW Stadium, 14,457. Thank you.
14,457. Very impressive attendance, always is, and that's an impressive offload by Rovers. Josh Hodgson on the back of it made 20 metres, and I believe it was Ryan O'Hara with the offload. What a great game he's had. Dobson with another offload to Benny Galea. Blake Green, centre field, wrapped up by the tackle of the young substitute Jack Hughes. Here's Taylor carrying the fight once again to the heart of the Wigan defence. We have 90 seconds remaining. Can Rovers finish this game strongly? They won't do like that because Con Mika has coughed up possession. It's in Wigan territory, but Rovers will have to work hard because Wigan can strike from anywhere. Perhaps Rovers just have one more set to defend. There's a mistake. Will it be advantage Rovers? There is none. Rovers wearily look to form the scrum, and Robert Hicks has stopped the timekeeper with 53 seconds of this game remaining. Can Rovers put the set move on? Dobson finds Wellham. Wellham tries to shimmy and burst his way between the defensive line. Got his customary try, did the Ginger Ninja. He's taken a bang to the head for his troubles. As we approach the final half a minute of what has been a disappointing game. Rovers have put some pride back into the performance at 26-0. It was just so disappointing, but they've responded and responded well. And I'm sure when I interview Craig Sandercock and one of the Rovers players, it will be a case of what could have been. Dobson now. Rovers just perhaps have one tackle remaining. O'Hara loses the ball. That will probably be the final action of this game. Wigan aren't going to bother playing the ball. There goes the hooter. Rovers have slipped to defeat at the hands of the Wigan Warriors by 36 points to 22. It was that opening salvo of the Wigan Warriors, 5 tries in the opening 25 minutes, which really took this game beyond Rovers. After that, pretty much even Stevens. The half-time score of 26 points to 6. Benny Galea, the man getting over for the Robins. Wigan started the second half brightly. Josh Charnley crossed for his hat-trick just a minute and 4 seconds into the second half. But then Rovers did respond. Shannon McDonnell on the say-so of Steve Ganson scored around 8 metres in from the left-hand corner flag to reduce the arrears to 30 points to 10. Dobson couldn't convert. Gelling got his second try for the Wigan Warriors. Charnley converted for 36 points to 10. But then it was Rovers who had the 2 final saves. Tries from Josh Hodgson following a great offload, and then the Ginger Ninja Chris Wellham capitalising on the pass of Michael Dobson after Sam Tompkins had spilled the kick over the top. You have to say, Rovers, had they not been asleep in that opening quarter, could well have made a much better fist of this game. They proved it. They've scored 22 points. Unfortunately, the Warriors scored more, and they have won this game. The final score at the DW Stadium, the Wigan Warriors 36, Hull Kingston Rovers 22.